I'm playing the career of a perfect 99 overall 20-year-old rookie who plays both running back and defensive end. Not to mention he's 7 foot 291 pounds and has 99 ratings for literally everything. Plus he's handsome. Let's give a warm welcome to Dixie Normus, literally the best NFL draft prospect in history. He finished number 1 on every combine drill out of all the running backs and defensive ends. Surely somebody drafts him with an early first round pick, right? I'm not so sure though, because he's currently projected to be drafted on day 3. NFL GMs can't be this dumb. The aliens are gonna come down and invade us if somebody doesn't prove their competence and take him number 1 overall. Well fellas, here goes nothing. I mean, if this game wasn't created by imbeciles, he'd be going number 1 here surely. And unfortunately, I don't think this is Dixie. So who goes number 1 instead? Abdul Carter. Now surely the Jags make the right decision here, dude. This is the pick that could literally turn the tides of their franchise. They could go from a laughingstock to one of the greatest dynasties the NFL's ever seen. Give Jacksonville fans some good news here, Roger. Again, dude, that is not Dixie Normus. They did go Travis Hunter though, so at least they did get a two-way player. I'm telling you, one of these franchises here soon are going to be making the greatest decision in NFL history. Is it going to be the Cleveland Browns? Nope, they went with their franchise quarterback. Surely, dude, he doesn't make it out of the top 5. He's a 99 overall running back and defensive end. That's not him again, come on. They went Michael Williams? They went defensive end when they could have went and got Dixie. If the Raiders don't take him here, he actually falls outside the top 5, which is nuts. And they went quarterback. All right, dude, I'm going to go one by one here through the rest of the first round picks. I'm telling you, if he makes it out of the first round, these NFL franchises are more idiotic than I thought. So somehow he's made it outside the top 10. My God, dude, these teams are so stupid. He's really going to make it out of the first freaking round, isn't he? Like, imagine he goes to the Chiefs, dude. Like, that would be the worst thing to ever happen in NFL history. Unless somebody turns the tide here, it does look like he is once again gonna fall outside the first round. Packers go Tyler Williams. Bills go offensive tackle. Alright, I'm tired of going one by one, man. Who knows how far he's gonna fall now. I'm gonna go ahead and simulate to the end of the draft and see what, and then see which NFL franchise is about to turn themselves into a dynasty. Surely he didn't make it out of the second round, right? Definitely didn't get drafted in the first half of the second round. It's not looking good, dude. Did he really make it to the third? This is unbelievable. And he's still not drafted in the third round. You can't be telling me nobody took a 99 overall two-way player in the first 3 rounds of the draft. Like, who cares what it said his draft projection was? Like, this is insane. I'm telling you, if he made it out of the 4th round, I've literally lost all my faith in humanity. I cannot believe what my eyeballs are witnessing right now. I'm telling you, brother, if he made it out of the 5th round, all 32 NFL GMs need to be locked up in a maximum security penitentiary. He didn't even get drafted in the 5th round. This is stupid. Did he go freaking undrafted? Nope. Somebody out there made the wisest, bravest decision they've ever made. And here we go. Dixie Normus was officially drafted by the Baltimore Ravens. Oh my God, dude. Like, how is this even fair? The Ravens are gonna win the next 15 Super Bowls in a row. Like, this has gotta be the best defense in football. I mean, his addition brings the squad up to an 88 overall across the board. The defensive end wearing number 1 is crazy. I want you guys to keep in mind as well, for the next 4 seasons, a two-way 99 overall player is going to be making $1 million a season. Like, I fully expect this Ravens team to go 17-0 the next 4 years. And what's even nuttier is the fact that Derrick Henry is his backup at running back. I mean, the only thing this offense is missing is a really good offensive line. Like, if they could sign some decent offensive linemen in free agency, dude, I'm telling you, this team is going 20-0 for the next decade. Wait, does he really have to swap to a different jersey when he plays offense? Like, that seems a little ridiculous. At least we can see here he starts his X Factor. What's left to do now is go ahead and officially begin what's gonna be the greatest career in NFL history, and I'm telling you, I fully expect the Ravens to go 17-0. Not only that, dude, I expect Dixie to win like 10 awards his rookie season. Now, with Dixie Normus being the best prospect of all time, he's got a tough career challenge ahead of him, as he's got to win at least 2 Super Bowls, 2 Offensive and Defensive Player of the Year awards. He has to break both the all-time rushing yard and touchdown record, while also breaking the all-time sack record to officially go down as the greatest player to ever live. And if he fails, I gotta give my Justin Jefferson and Lamar Jackson jersey away to a random lucky subscriber. Stiffen up, Pudgy. time to lock the frick in. I told you guys we were going 17-0. It doesn't look like any of these games were even close. We had one one-score game against the Vikings. And outside of that, dude, pretty much every single game was a blowout. Oh, I'm so excited to go see what these stats were. So, of course, we had the league's #1 offense. Do we have the #1 defense as well? Why is it invisible? We did have the #1 defense. So, as a rookie, Dixie Normus already led us to the #1 offense and the #1 defense. His quarterback had a pretty good season, too. Lamar, 4,000 yards, 32 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. But now this is where things get serious. Dixie Normus on the ground put up 2,000 yards, 29 touchdowns with an 8-yard per carry average. Oh my gosh, what a freaking start to his career. Like, imagine his numbers if Lamar didn't steal so many touchdowns on the ground. He had 70 broken tackles, 500 yards after contact. That is nuts. Poor Derrick Henry was relegated to 57 carries, 280 yards, 4 touchdowns, although he averaged 5 yards per carry too. Now, did he do anything through the air? He had 394 yards, 3 touchdowns. Like, I'm interested to see if he can win the freaking MVP today. And Zay Flowers also get 1,000 yards, so shout out Zay. Now, also important, what were his defensive numbers this season? Dixie, oh my god. No big deal, brother. Just came in as a rookie with 31 sacks on the season. I don't know how he only had 19 tackles for loss, but he don't care. Not to mention 3 forced fumbles, 4 fumble recoveries, 1 blocked field goal, and 2 defensive touchdowns. Oh, dude, surely putting up these numbers, he'd win MVP, right? He came in 6th, dude. That is so criminal. One day, Dixie, one day. At least I won Coach of the Year. Now, what about Offensive Player of the Year? It goes to Dixie. And surely he also won Defensive Player of the Year. Of course he did. What a way to start off your NFL career. And not to mention, he also won Offensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year. I'm assuming he also won Best Running Back and he also won Best Defensive Lineman. So his first year in the league as a 20-year-old, what is that? 6 different awards he won? Brother, he is just getting started. Maybe it is possible that he goes out and breaks all of these records. He already broke the single-season Ravens touchdown record and the Ravens single-season sack record. It looks like, although he's not even a full season in yet, he's already a 103 overall technically. Now, surely after going 17-0, this team makes the Super Bowl. Them not winning the Super Bowl this season would be the biggest upset since I learned what depression was as a young teenager. There's no way they get knocked out here, right? And there it is, dude. This team officially 1 win away from becoming the first ever team in NFL history to go 20-0. The playoff games haven't even been close up to this point. Knocked out the Chargers easily, beat the Jags by 20 points. How did Dixie do? He had 151 yards, 3 touchdowns. No sacks against the Chargers, unfortunately. And against the Jags, which was just complete domination here, he put up 144 yards and 2 touchdowns. And thankfully, he's one of the 4 players to record a sack this game. Now, surely he wins his first Super Bowl here, right? But hold on a second, I just now realized he was also the team's punt returner and he had 3 punt return touchdowns. Like, what in the world? He's basically a 3-way player. Before the Super Bowl, I did want to see his single game stats. He had a 4 touchdown game against the Rams, 221 yard game against the Steelers. Like, imagine he was getting like 20 touches a game, dude. Had 3 touchdown game against the Packers, 3 touchdown game against the Steelers. Like, I want to see if he can do something insane eventually and get like a 5, 6, 7 rushing touchdown game in his career. Now, what about defensively? Had a 4 sack game against the Vikings, 4.5 sack game against the Bills. I think the single game sack record's like 7, so he'd have to have an 8 sack game to be able to break that record. Maybe he can break that record in the Super Bowl here, which I'm gonna have the absolute privilege of playing. Wait, I didn't know he was the kick returner too! Nate Wiggins, why did you have to get in the way of greatness? We're for sure gonna get a heavy dose of Dixie in this game. Carry first play of the game. And he got stopped for a 2-yard loss. Gotta remember, being 7 foot tall is actually not really a good thing when it comes to running the football. Because, like, even though he's 90 on everything, he doesn't feel that loose. And yes, I'm gonna be force feeding him the ball every play possible. So get off my back. Halfback screen here. Why can't he break tackles? He has 99 break tackles. So not gonna lie, that was a rather unfortunate start to this game, but we're fine. We're fine. Especially knowing we also have Dixie on defense here. Quick pass, play 1. That's just not the start we were looking for. Oh, we got close. And that's going to be another little 5-yard gain. Only thing that sucks is playing defensive end and not outside linebacker is I can't move around like I want to. I have to be on the line of scrimmage. So I don't know how many sacks we're going to get today. We might not even win, dude. Surely we don't let the Lions ruin our chance of going 20-0. Like, that would be devastating. They're just double teaming me. Let's go! Kyle Hamilton! Thought he was about to take it back to the house, but we take that. Oh my gosh, we needed that. This game had got off to a terrible start. Let's get Dixie going here. Power to the right. And still he's going nowhere. Handoff. This time, Max, they have a huge hole. Gonna fall forward and pick up 10. It's about time. I don't know how to throw it to somebody other than Dixie, and we get a first down, so it was a good choice. Decent sized hole this time. And he's gonna fall forward for another 11-yard gains. We're actually getting something going now. Lance open. Beautiful throw. Beautiful catch. Just outside the red zone. And that's the end of one. Honestly, underwhelming quarter, but at least we're not losing. We give Dixie the ball right up the gut here. Another little decent carry, another 11-yard gain. I want Dixie to pound it right down their throat here. And not really going anywhere. Big hole. Broken tackle, let's go! That's what I expect to see from our 99 overall running back. It's about time. Now, hopefully we can keep them from scoring again here, and hopefully we can eventually get in the backfield. We're just getting double teamed every single time. Oh, we were right there. We were right there. And I'm kind of lucky we didn't call for roughing the passer. We're right there, Jared Goff. Sit down, son. I don't know if we got credit for the sack, though. Wait, nobody got credit for the sack? What the heck? Well, I guess we're trying to have to get to him again this play. Oh, again, got in his face, and that's gonna set up for a 4th down. We're getting the ball back. Oh, I forgot we're returning punts, too, dude. And we get a massive total of like 3 yards. Handoff, and they're just literally all over it. Somehow still got 2 yards in that play. Pretty massive 3rd down and 5 here. Oh no, Lamar. I know. Unfortunate. You know what? I'm going to be crazy and actually go for this. Going to make sure we get the ball into the hands of our main man here. All we need is 5 yards. We got the speed. Outside. 1st down and more. Let's freaking go. No, we still do have all 3 timeouts, so we probably can't run the ball like that. I kind of just want to throw the ball deep down the field to him. Maybe 7 foot tall. Doesn't freaking matter. He flowers down the seam. 1st down and more. Call timeout. I think I'm just going to heave it up deep to him down the field. He's one-on-one with the corner, and we can't even get the throw off. Oh my gosh, he's got this. He's got this. Dixie enormous. Touchdown! His 2nd touchdown of the half, showing off his receiving skills. So much taller than everybody else he is. What a freaking legend. Now, surely they don't score here in 30 seconds, right? We're after him. Let's go! I didn't get a sack, but somebody did. Could be happy for our teammates. And they just let the clock run out. So, good half. 14-0. We're pitching a shutout. We're happy. I'm happy. And we are 1 half away from capping off the first ever 20-0 season in NFL history. The holidays are finally here, and my partners at DraftKings have the perfect gift for you. Right now, all new customers who bet just $5 will win $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. And don't forget to stay in on the action and use your $150 in bonus bets on DraftKings same game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Just download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use my promo code RBT when signing up. Now, if sports betting still isn't available in your state, don't fret. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have a shot to win cash prizes. Now, make sure to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now, and new customers who use my promo code RBT and bet just $5 on any wager get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. That's promo code RBT only at DraftKings Sportsbook, who again I'd like to thank for sponsoring today's video. Oh my gosh, we have a chance to force the safety here. Whoa, did we just get pancaked? Alright, we have to take that personal. Gotta get in the freaking backfield here. Double teamed again. Oh, we are in his face. We almost forced an... No, not like that. Absolutely not like that. That's crazy work. Can anybody explain to me how this football teleported through his shoulder blade into his hands? That's how the shutout ends, dude. I'm gonna be so salty. I wanna get to Jared Goff once, dude. Hey, we get a false start. Love it. They were scared of Dixie. We're in Jared Goff's face. Ooh, bad throw. Come on, get to him! Get to him! Sack, let's go! Back over the 20-yard line. Dixie enormous for the first time today. Now, let's see if we can do a back-to-back and force them to a super long field goal here. Coming, Jared. We're coming. Oh, so close. Interception, let's go! Even better. Let's take it back to the house. Marlon Humphrey. Okay, the hurdle didn't work, but we take that. The shutout's still on. Dixie's pumped up. Huge hole to the right side of the field. That's going to be another 11-yard gain. Dixie's going to make the grab for about 4 here. Oh, huge hole. That right there is the biggest run of the game, about 14 yards. Think once again, we're going to be throwing the football down the field to him. Just kidding, he's not in the game. What the heck? Call timeout. He's not on the field again. I'm just going to sit here, let the clock run out, and get a false start. 3rd down and 15, but the plan worked. Safety's playing deep, though. It's going to be a one-on-one with the safety. Deep throw. Come on, you're 7 foot tall. Go up. Oh, he dropped it? Oh, that's so unfortunate. One-on-one again with the cornerback. Come on, you have like a 2-foot height advantage and he just overthrows it. Gosh dang it. So he went to the sideline, changed his jerseys, right back out on defense. Got past Panay Soul. Jared Goff for the second time today goes down. He's heating up. Want more though. We're out here for blood. Too much time in the pocket. He's open. That's not good. Touchdown Lions, 14-7, just like that. That's what happens when you give the quarterback too much time in the pocket. There goes the shutout. There goes the double-digit lead. Now I'm kind of worried. If Dixie the football. Nate Wiggins is so selfish, dude. It's not for the betterment of the team, man. We're having, like, absolutely no success, really, with the runs under center. That's why I keep running out of shotgun. But we did get 8 there. That's the most yards we got on a run under center. Head into the fourth quarter. Like, I think we're okay, but that last touchdown's got me a little worried. Singular yards, all we need. Up the middle. Come on, take it to the house! His biggest run of the day, Dixie Normus gives us a 2-possession lead. That's a 99 overall celebration. What a legend. Comes right back out on the field to play defense. Inside move, we got pancaked again. That's embarrassing, Dixie. Coming for you, Jared. Jahmyr Gibbs. No chance. No chance. Sack, let's go! We only need, like, what, 5 more sacks here in the fourth quarter to break the single game record? And he goes down, forced a fumble. Oh, no. Pick it up, let's go! Was that our 3rd turnover of the day? Had to give Dixie a few plays off, and Derrick Henry's filling in pretty well. Main man's back in here, though. Hand off left side, going nowhere. Dixie up the gut. Cut inside. Touchdown! Oh, so close to touchdown 3. Punching this bad boy in here, though. Surely, right? Up the middle. Easy money. 28-7. Dixie with the hat trick. Don't want to get to Jared Goff, though. Oh, we were so close. We were so close. Big 4th down and 1 here. Surely they're going to throw the ball, right? They're down by 3 touchdowns. They rain it with a bunch of weirdos, and they're going nowhere. Now a chance for Dixie Normus to stat pad a little bit more. Oh, what a hole. What a hole. I thought he was going to stay on his feet there. Another wide, gaping hole for Dixie Normus to run through. Okay, the stat pattern did not work. But who cares? Because we come out of here with a 28-7 Super Bowl victory, which solidifies the first ever 20-0 season in NFL history. Dixie Normus gives the coach a bath. Looks like he also won Super Bowl MVP. But you guys know, our work isn't finished here. I mean, it's been a picture-perfect start to Dixie Normus's career, but he still has so much work to do. I mean, what a performance, though, dude. 185 yards and 27 carries, 3 touchdowns. Not to mention 5 catches, 60 yards, and a touchdown through the air. Not to mention 3 sacks. More than anything, I'm so interested to see how much money he ends up demanding after the end of his rookie contract. Like, will the Ravens even be able to afford him? Like, he's currently making barely over $1 million a season as the best player in the league on both sides of the football. It could be a problem because at least as of right now, the Ravens salary cap situation is in shambles. Hey, at least we got Kyle Van Noy a ring before he rode off into the sunset. Front office would absolutely have to work some magic this offseason, though, since they have no money. You might have to rely on the GM to invest in the offensive line through the draft, but maybe he can work some magic, sign a few free agents here. We'll have to see. At the end of free agency, somehow we have negative $2 million now. They had to release Chris Wormley, Malik Cunningham, and Marcus Williams. Didn't restructure any contracts, and they had to hire new coordinators, and that's it. Wait a second. Oh no! As a Titans fan, this terrifies me. Hopefully this doesn't ruin Dixie Normus's production. Let's see if the front office can in fact draft some young offensive linemen here. Here we go, moment of truth. Okay, so they went the complete opposite direction of offensive line, but to be completely honest with you, this is a really good draft class. Don't know why they drafted a 72 rated running back though, unless they're trying to replace Dixie. Okay, so there wasn't that many good offensive linemen in this draft class anyway, so I think our front office did a good job with what they were dealt. The squad does look a little bit different in Dixie's second season. The offensive line again is not looking good. They also lost Mark Andrews. They lose anybody on defense? Yeah, dude, it's not looking that good. Got some big holes, although we have 4 superstar X Factors, so hopefully they can carry us. What are the odds we actually complete 2 consecutive 20-0 seasons? Gosh dang it, we lost a single game, dude. That's unacceptable. Now, who the heck even beat us? The Cowboys? I mean, outside of that, like, the closest margin of victory was like 6 points to the Steelers twice. We again, for the second straight season, had the league's #1 offense, and defensively, it's invisible again. Why can't it show up there? Like, why do I have to go in every single time? At least we had the #1 defense for the second straight year. Lamar threw less touchdowns this time around, which means maybe Dixie got into the end zone a little bit more, and oh my god, 2,243 yards with 30 touchdowns while averaging 9.6 yards per carry. Like, imagine if Lamar didn't touch the ball so many freaking times, dude. Like, if we had 300 plus carries, we could be going for 3,000 yards a season. He still hasn't fumbled once in his career. Even the backup running back not named Derrick Henry is getting 74 touches, 10 touchdowns. Like, they're vulturing so many touches and so many touchdowns away from him. Like, if they didn't, like, he could be really winning MVP, which he still might be with these numbers. Now, how do you do through the air? He had 411 yards, 4 touchdowns, not shabby. Looks like the young tight end from Iowa, Luke Leitchie, had a big season replacing Mark Andrews. I mean, that's good numbers. Now, what about defensively? Dixie came in with 42.5 sacks. That's the most insane numbers I've ever seen. I swear to God, this might be good enough for him to win MVP. 42 sacks is nonsense. I have never, ever in my life seen a player put up more than 40 sacks in a simulation. Dude, that is wild. Even had a safety this year. No defensive touchdowns, though. Oh my gosh, dude, I cannot believe what I just saw. Like, before we go see if he won MVP, I gotta see what his single game stats were like. Did he finally get 8 sacks in a single game? He had 4.5 sacks against the Browns, 5 sacks against the Bengals, and that was his season high. I do want to see if he can break that record eventually. What about on the ground? He had a 200-yard, 4-touchdown game in Week 15 against the Texans. Looks like 4 rushing touchdowns was his max. It's crazy. He's put up the numbers he did, only touching the ball like, what, 15 times a game on average? Now, let's see, dude. Did he win MVP? Oh my God, dude, he got robbed. He came in second. Joe Burrow better thrown for 7,000 yards this season. I mean, it's a good year. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, that's not 42 sacks. Hey, the good news is I won Coach of the Year again. But also, good more news, Dixie also won Offensive Player of the Year. And of course, he also won Defensive Player of the Year. He has officially completed the first 2 challenges of his career. Still a lot to go, though. Now, let's see if he can go ahead and win his second Super Bowl here. I mean, I wouldn't be too mad at a 19-1 season. Like, that wouldn't be terrible. And what a surprise, Dixie and the Ravens right back in the Super Bowl. A blowout against the Bengals in the divisional round, so at least he got revenge on Joseph. And a close 6-point victory here against the Bills. How did Dixie do? 131 yards and 15 touches and 2 touchdowns, 4 catches for 23. And defensively, he had 5 sacks, which ties his career high. How funny, dude. When did the Ravens get Jaden Voice? Also from South Alabama. That's funny. I know this guy. He follows me on Instagram. Now, no way he topped those numbers in the conference championship. Oh, wow. He didn't even get 100. Why is Lamar Jackson get more touches than him? That's insane, dude. Like, keep him healthy. Only had a sack and a half this game, so he didn't do too much. But at least it was enough to get the win, which did have to happen in overtime. But surely he doesn't lose to the Giants here. Like, who do the Giants even have at this point to be making the Super Bowl? I mean, the only new players they have Michael Williams, and that's really it. Russell Wilson is our starting quarterback? What a quarterback room this is. The running back room isn't that good either, dude. Like, we should be winning this game 1,000 times out of 1,000. I'm expecting a blowout. I'm calling it 50-10. It's happening. Moment of truth. It wasn't 50-10, but we'll also take 41-18. Does it really surprise you that Dixie Enormous won another Super Bowl MVP? And you guys know what this means, as yet again, another career challenge completed. Now, Russell goes out with a huge L. Can't believe that's a 19-1 season in the bag, so 2 seasons in, he's 39-1 in his career. What do you do here in the Super Bowl? He had, no big deal, just 3 touchdowns on 15 touches. And talk about a career high, 6 sacks for Dixie Enormous, which is good to double the Super Bowl record. Time to see what the front office can do this offseason, see if they can string a few pieces together so this team can go 20-0 again this next year, just like they did in season number 1. As you can see, we still barely have any money, which makes things interesting because Lamar Jackson's on the last year of his contract and Dixie Enormous only has 2 years to go. Well, how are they gonna pay these guys? Oh my gosh, how beautiful, dude. We baited the Jags into signing Brian Callahan. Oh, we released Justin Tucker and Deontay Johnson? And for the second straight season, we didn't sign a freaking soul. So hopefully they can draft some offensive linemen here. Come on, I want some big, juicy, beefy offensive linemen for Dixie Enormous to run behind. And again, another banker draft class, but also again, no offensive linemen drafted. To be fair, again, it was a pretty garbage offensive line draft class. Although there was a decent little 75 rated offensive guard they could have easily taken in either the first or second round. That would have been big. Oh, it would have been a perfect scheme fit too, dude. That's a miss. The offensive line's an absolute disaster, man. Like, I don't know if this team really has what it takes to three-peat. And that sucks because this could be Lamar's last season. Dixie Enormous is going to have to carry, dudes. Now, screw the offensive line. We're going 20-0 again. Dang it, we went 16-1 again. Who the heck beat us Bears this time. The Broncos 31-35. But outside of that, though, dude, the closest game we had all year was the freaking Bengals. We even beat the Chiefs by 24 points. Again, for the third straight season, had the league's #1 offense, although that's the first time we didn't have 7,000 yards in a year. #1 defense again, good. Lamar with another really good season, which again could be his last as a Raven on the ground. Dixie Norman with another big year, although it's the first time he didn't have 2,000 yards in a season. Bro, what is Lamar Jackson doing putting up 22 touchdowns a year? Like, if you didn't vulture that from Dixie, like, Dixie got 50 rushing touchdowns in a single season, dude. Now, how do you do through the air? He put up 400 yards again, 4 touchdowns. This young rookie we had was a baller. What are the odds he eclipsed more than 40 sacks this year? He didn't. 34 sacks. How disappointing. No forced fumbles or touchdowns either. What a horrible season. Joe Burrow won it again, although Lamar Jackson had 22 rushing yards. Dixie was robbed in 5th place. Dixie did at least steal Offensive Player of the Year from Lamar Jackson. Like, I don't understand that. How did Joe Burrow win MVP but only come 4th in Offensive Player of the Year voting? That doesn't make any freaking sense. And again, the third straight year, Dixie won Defensive Player of the Year. Aiden Hutchinson on the Raiders stands no chance. I wanted to see, after just 3 seasons, he has 6,000 career rushing yards, 89 career rushing touchdowns, almost already more than Lamar Jackson. And defensively, he already has more than 100 sacks. That is just so insane. I still don't get, though, how he only has 49 tackles for loss. He already holds the all-time Ravens rushing touchdown record. He hasn't quite beat out Terrell Suggs' sack record, though. He does hold the all-time Ravens rushing yard, rushing touchdown, and sack record for a single season. And he also broke the all-time single season record for rushing yards, although when in the world did Saquon Barkley put up 30 rushing touchdowns in a season? Somehow Dixie's gonna have to break that. And of course, with his 42 sack season, he broke that record. Now it's time to see if Dixie Normus, Lamar Jackson, and the Baltimore Ravens, for possibly the last time, can be the first team in NFL history to go back-to-back-to-back with back-to-back-to-back Super Bowl wins. Right back in the Super Bowl for the 3rd straight season. Blew out the Bengals for the 2nd straight year in the divisional round and took down the Chiefs quite handily in the conference championship. Dixie with the masterclass. We had 3 rushing touchdowns between the two of him and Lamar Jackson. Only forced 1 sack, though. What about against Patrick Mahomes here? At 100 yards again, 2 touchdowns. And he did get to Patrick 3.5 times. What I'm talking about, brother. If our three-peat gets denied here by the Falcons, I'm gonna be so sad. Who do they even have at this point? Okay, they have 99 Bijan, really good Jesse Bates, Chris Lindstrom. We got a really good young corner, really good young strong safety too. So they've been drafted really, really well. 82 rated Michael Penix is their starting quarterback, though. So I still feel like Dixie Normus should be leading us to a Super Bowl win here. And the three-peat was inevitable. 31-17, 2-touchdown victory as Dixie Normus, for what, the 3rd straight season, wins Super Bowl MVP? Also for the 3rd straight season, we won Coach of the Year. And the main question now, is a 4-peat possible even if they don't re-sign Lamar Jackson here? Let's see who's on the team here at the end of offseason free agency. All right, let's see. Is Lamar Jackson still a Raven? He is, apparently. What kind of contract extension did they sign you to? A 4-year contract worth a minimum of $85 million a season. Man, it's so close to being the first ever $100 million season sports contract. So how the heck are they going to be able to afford Dixie? Like, I feel like he should demand $100 million a season. They better try and 4-peat while they can. And for the 3rd straight season, we lose both of our coordinators to head coaching jobs. And for the 3rd straight offseason, we don't sign a single free agent, which makes the 3-peat even more impressive. And with this team being strapped for cash moving forward, that is why it is absolutely imperative they draft some good young talent here. We need some offensive linemen. Oh, they got a good outside linebacker, and that's it, dude. No offensive linemen drafted aside from some stinkers. So can this team 4-peat in what could be Dixie's last season with this bottom of the NFL offensive line? Just so funny at this point in the start of his 4th season, he's technically a 120 rated running back. As a defensive end, he's like a 118. Come on, don't let us down here, Dixie. Oh God, do we suck? This time we got beat by the Chiefs and the Texans. So if we have to play the Chiefs in the playoffs, we might not make it back to the Super Bowl. Did have our fair share of blowouts. We beat the Falcons 59-16. Again, we had the league's #1 offense for the 4th straight season, but our offensive production continues to decline. The defense was a little better this time, I'm gonna assume, since it wasn't visible that we were again the #1 defense. Another solid season from Lamar. How about Dixie? Okay, that is for sure a career low. I think it's mainly because he didn't get that many carries. 1,700 yards, 20 touchdowns. I mean, that's still incredible, especially when you consider he averaged 8.5 yards per carry. And I still don't think he's fumbled once in his career up to this point. Maybe he does need to sign elsewhere so he doesn't get so so many carries vultured by his quarterback. Through the air, that's his best season yet, though. 500 yards, 8 touchdowns, led the team in touchdown catches. What about defensively? Once again, our guy put up 40 sacks on the season. Which, how's that math, dude? 9 tackles for loss. I don't get it. Was that good enough for MVP? No! His own quarterback robbed it from him this time. But with this season, I'm pretty sure he did break Terrell Suggs' all-time Ravens sack record. Hopefully, eventually, he'll pass up Lamar if he does stay a Baltimore Raven for the rest of his career. I wonder also if Dixie stays a Raven forever, if he can break all these receiving records too. Oh my gosh, dude, I feel like this is a joke. Like, I feel like this is God telling me I shouldn't have made fun of him. But even though it was his career worst season on the ground, he still won Offensive Player of the Year for his 4th straight season, and he also won Defensive Player of the Year. Let's see if he can officially four-peat here. I mean, it's gonna happen eventually. Like, he can't win the Super Bowl every single season of his career, but we can try our absolute darndest. And at this point, dude, it's not even a surprise. Demolish the Jets, and funny enough, in the same exact scoreline, demolish Brian Callahan and the Jags. 3 touchdowns for Dixie. I think that's the lowest yard per carry average he's ever had in a playoff game. Put up 3 sacks, though. Ooh, under 100 yards in the first round game against the Jets. And only put up a single sack. Now, I am worried, dude, because I do feel like the Eagles are a team that could beat us. And they still have Jalen Hurts. They still got Saquon. Still got Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. But surely Dixie can lead us to our 4th straight Super Bowl here. Don't let us down on what could be your final game as a Raven. Moment of truth. The four-peat has officially happened. 36-30. A little bit too close for my liking, but a win's a win and a 4th straight Super Bowl MVP for Dixie. Now, the main question is, like, do the Ravens have enough money to re-sign him? We're going to go ahead and simulate past the offseason and see where the heck he's playing his football. So, considering we're $27 million in the negative cap space, I'm assuming that means we gave out a fat contract or two. Here we are. Is Dixie still a Raven? Yes, he is! Oh my gosh, how they affording both him and Lamar Jackson? What kind of contract did they give him? Like, keep in mind, dude, he is only 24 years old. That is crazy. I'm scared to see this. They gave him a 7-year contract, which honestly isn't nearly as bad as what I thought. Because, I mean, you keep in mind, he's the best running back and defensive player in NFL history. So safe to say he's going to be a Raven for a long time. Now, it's going to be a problem because giving him and Lamar so much money is really going to affect the money they can give to other positions. So Lamar and Dixie is really going to have to carry this team for the next 7 seasons, which means it's so gosh dang important they draft some good offensive linemen for once here. Please tell me you got some studs here. And they did. 74 rated D tackle, 74 rated tight end, which I don't understand why we did that. And another decent defensive tackle at the end of the 3rd round. I just don't get why this organization is totally against drafting offensive linemen. But with that, what we're going to do is go ahead and simulate to the end of Dixie's contract. And we're going to see if he can win 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 Super Bowls in a row. And most importantly, see if he becomes the greatest NFL player to ever live, if he doesn't already own that title. So made it to the end of his contract, and the team is still winning 15 games a year. Which I don't like the fact they have $100 million sitting in salary caps. I don't know how the team around him looks, but at the same time, at least have money to extend his contract. So first bit of business, we do need to see what the team is looking like at this point. I'm assuming Lamar Jackson is gone, although they do have a really good quarterback here in Maxwell Leonard, who's at 89 overall. Of course, Dixie is still a 99 overall. I mean, he should be a 143. On defense, he should be a 133. He's still leading the #1 offense in the entire NFL, and defensively, I'm gonna presume that means #1 as well. Maxwell looks pretty decent, but most important, we're worried about Dixie. He's putting up 2,000 yards a year, 29 touchdowns, not shabby. What about through the air? He's putting up 500 yards, 7 touchdowns a season. I didn't realize Zay Flowers was still here. He is down to a 78 overall. What about defense? How's it looking? He's putting up 30.5 sacks a season. Again, that's, not terrible. Also deflected a pass, forced a fumble, recovered 2, and scored a touchdown. Oh, he again came top 5 in MVP voting. I am wondering, though, what are the odds he did win an MVP the last few seasons? So his last few years offensively, he had a 40 rushing touchdown season. What are you talking about? Hold on. He very easily should have and could have won MVP with 40 rushing touchdowns. What the frick? Now, I do have to say, unfortunately, he hasn't had more than 2,000 yards this season, aside from last year where he had 2,300 yards a year, which should be the all-time NFL record. He averaged 9.4 yards per carry, which again is insane, but he had a better year in 2026 where he almost averaged 10 yards a carry. And what's even more insane to me, dude, is the fact that he has not fumbled the football one second time. Like, that's unheard of. I mean, to be fair, all of this is unheard of. But through the air, he's been very productive. Oh my gosh, dude, as a running back in 2030, almost had 900 yards, 9 touchdowns. In the year where he put up 40 rushing touchdowns, he also had 600 yards through the air and 5 touchdowns. So maybe, just maybe, he did win MVP. Oh, dude, I'm so excited. Look at this. He's made the Pro Bowl every year of his career. Did he win MVP? Yes, he did in 2029. Dude, that's gonna be the first time, what, 20 years in the NFL, a position outside a quarterback has won MVP. He also won it in 2031 as well. Dude, that is so awesome. 2 MVPs for Dixie Normus. He's won Offensive Player of the Year, what, every single season of his career? I also want to see, he's been the punt returner every single season. He has, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 punt return touchdowns in his career, which he still needs 7 to break Devin Hester's all-time record. And it's insane, dude. Like, keep in mind, he is still only 30 years old. Now, I want to see what his defensive stats have been. Oh my god. Back in 2030, he almost had 50 sacks in a single season. Like, that is the most insane thing I have ever seen in my life. Like, very good pass rushers don't even get 50 sacks in their career, and he had 49. I mean, how ridiculous is it that this past season, 30.5 sacks was the least amount he's ever gotten in a single season in his career? And that would have been the all-time single season record pre the Dixie Normus era. He also got an interception of the defensive lineman in 2032. Gosh, he's forced so many fumbles, recovered so many fumbles. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 career defensive touchdowns as a freaking defensive lineman. Also has forced 2 safeties. And also has blocked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 field goals in his career. That, like, it's so insane. I've got to freaking see something here, man. He also won the MVP in 2030. So that makes a total of 3 MVPs in Dixie's career. He's also won Defensive Player of the Year every single season of his career, alongside the Best Defensive Lineman Award. How crazy is that to win Offensive Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year every single season of your career? Not to mention winning 3 MVPs. I mean, to be fair, dude, like, he should have won the MVP every single season of his career to this point. And he's not even close to being done yet. Now, I want to see if he can win another Super Bowl here, and for all we know, he's won the Super Bowl every single season of his career. We're have to see. Oh no, this is the first time we've ever simulated and didn't make it to the Super Bowl. I'm so sad. We got beat by the Texans. What happened? Couldn't throw the ball. We couldn't run either. That's so unfortunate, dude. Like, we beat the Texans in Houston during the season. So what happened? So unfortunately, he has not won the Super Bowl every year of his career. Like, how depressing. Let's see how many Super Bowls he did in fact win the last 7 seasons. So keep in mind, up to this point, he won 1, 2, 3, 4 Super Bowls in a row. So how about in the year 2039, they beat the Seahawks 42-3 to make 5 consecutive Super Bowl dubs and 5 consecutive Super Bowl MVPs. They make it a 6-peat. Yes, they did. 48-42 over the Eagles. Although this was the first time Dixie didn't individually win MVP. No way they make it 7 in a row, right? No, they didn't. They come back in 2032. Yes, they did, to beat the Packers to make Dixie's 7th ever Super Bowl win and his 6th ever Super Bowl MVP. 2033, oh, they didn't win that time. In 2034, they did come back and win it here, and he got another Super Bowl MVP. So if I'm not mistaken, that's 8 Super Bowls to give him the most Super Bowl dubs in NFL history. Our guy just keeps on breaking records left and right. Now, I do want to see if they've even re-signed him at this point. Like, surely. Here we go, moment of truth. He is still a Baltimore Raven. Now, how long and how expensive is his contract? Contract is going to take him through the 2039 season, and they're giving him on average, what, like $60 million a year, which is more than fair. He honestly should be earning more. How many more Super Bowls can he win in the next 4 years here in Baltimore? I think you guys need to understand how insane it is that he's still a 99 across the board, because running backs, they start to regress when they're like 29 years old in franchise. And not only is he still a 99 in every single category, he should technically be a 143 overall running back. And also, I'm super curious to see how many more years he plays, because he's only 31, but like running backs, they retire retire at the age of like 34, 35. And like, even though he still could be an X Factor 99 rated at this point, like he'll just retire when he should be playing till 40. Let's see, once again, what we're gonna do is go ahead and simulate a few seasons into the future. By the time he's like 34, 35 years old, need to see if he is still a 99 and see if he's broken any more records. And also want to see if he can become the first player ever to win 10 plus Super Bowls. Made it to the 2038 season, and as crazy as it sounds, I think 3 losses is the most game Dixie's ever lost in a single season. Took L's to the Browns twice, into the Colts in the last game of the season. I think we've had the #1 offense literally every single season of his career, and I think also the best defense every single season of his career. I think it's the best defense performance they've ever had. Another masterclass, dude. 2,100 yards, 24 touchdowns. Imagine the yards he could have put up if they had a better offensive line throughout his career. They just couldn't afford it. Also put up 300 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns. Defensively, 31 sacks, not too shabby. Out of nowhere, he forced 3 fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries. No touchdowns, though. Oh, how unfortunate. Only came in 9th place for MVP voting. Dude, I got robbed for Coach of the Year voting. That's insane. But who didn't get robbed was Dixie, as he won Offensive and Defensive Player of the Year for what, like the 14th, 15th straight season? He had a 30 touchdown season a year ago as what, a 32, 33-year-old running back. Also had 500 yards through the air that year. He added another 2 punt return touchdowns. And oh my god, dude, defensively, he had another 47 sack season, 43 sacks, had another interception. No more defensive touchdowns though. Had another block kick though. And did he have any more MVPs? Yep, 1 MVP in 2037 and in 2036, which brings his total to what, 5? Now go win another freaking Super Bowl here. I want double-digit Super Bowl wins. He did make it back at least. I'm assuming that means we didn't have to play the Browns in the playoffs. Oh, thank God they got destroyed. We beat the team that destroyed them, and this time barely squeaked past the Houston Texans to win 17-16 to advance to play the 5 seed Packers. Come on, dude. We can't simulate our first Super Bowl loss. I don't think we've ever made it to the Super Bowl and lost. It isn't any surprise, dude. Dixie wins another Super Bowl. Now, did he win the last few years? 2036? No. 2037? Yes, he did. So let me see if my math is correct. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 total Super Bowls, so Dixie Normus becomes the first player in NFL history to win double-digit Super Bowls. Now, we are at the point where I have to make sure he doesn't retire, and he didn't, which it would be so freaking dumb if he did, man, because he's still, you know, a 144 overall running back, even at the age of 34, dude. And it's funny because he's not even losing any progression points. Like, normally, even if you're a 99 overall running back, you regress in so many categories, and he's not at all. Like, he's gaining still. He does only have 1 year left on his contract though, so if next season is in fact his last before he calls it quits, let's see if he can go out with a bang. Maybe score 50 rushing touchdowns, maybe get 50 sacks. Oh no, you gotta be kidding me. It's gotta be the first time he didn't get a first round bye. We got the 3 seed. Oh no, dude, what the frick happened? We lost 2 games to start the season. Why do the Browns have our number? Why do we lose every single time we play the Browns? Like, my god, we lost 5 out of our first like 10 games. We were 5-5 at one point, and then finally we ended the season with what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 straight wins. At least we're playing good football at the right time. But what happened, dude? Why were we so bad? We still had the league's #1 offense, although I think that's the least amount of yards we've ever had in season. Defensively, oh no, we were 12th? Gotta see what the frick happened here. Dixie on the ground had a good season, although I do think that's his lowest yard per carry average ever. He at least put up 500 yards through the air, 5 touchdowns, every fantasy owner's dream. Defensively, I mean, he had 39.5 sacks. How do you put together almost 40 sacks and only have the 12th best defense? The rest of this team must suck. Hey, he did add another punt return touchdown at least. Hold on a second, dude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 career punt returns, which is good to break the all-time record. This guy's an alien. Oh, got robbed of an MVP this season. Even though it was his worst season ever on the ground, still continues his trend, winning the Offensive Player of the Year every year of his career. And same thing on defense, obviously. So even though they went 12-5, let's see if they can finish the season strong and pick up Super Bowl win number 11. Gosh dang it, dude. I'm not used to simulating the end of the year not making the playoffs. Oh, what do you know? It's the Texans that beat us. It's so weird. Like, why do we lose the Texans and the Browns like every time we play them? I'm worried though, dude. Is he gonna call it quits? No, he didn't retire, to my complete surprise. And he apparently signed another contract extension. Just the measly little 1-year contract, which is crazy. They're only paying him $17 million. So let's make up for this wrong and go out with the the Super Bowl. Hey, we'll take 15-2 with another first-round bye. Guarantee both of our losses are to the Browns. Oh, yep, one loss to the Browns in week 3, but we did beat them in week 9. We lost to the Bengals 14-7. Ohio League's #1 offense. Was the defense better, like Shirley? I think so. I'm not even gonna check. It's freaking invisible. Ooh, okay. So I feel like that's definitely his career low in yards and touchdowns. So I wonder if this was still good enough to win Offensive Player of the Year, which would suck to end that streak after 15 years. Did have 555 yards, 8 touchdowns for the year though, so that probably helped him out a little bit. Defensively, put up a measly 31.5 sacks and added to his punt return touchdown total. I didn't even expect him to be the punt returner, but it doesn't surprise me. This is the first time, I think, ever he didn't get a top 10 MVP vote. But he did again continue the streak of Offensive Player of the Years, and same thing on defense. Now let's go get Super Bowl win number 11. We made it back, thank God. So this does end up being the last year of his career. He has got to go out with a Super Bowl win. I mean, it's been easier to this point. 20-point dub over the Raiders, 28-point dub over the Jags. No way we lose the Battle of the Birds here. Gosh dang it, gosh dang it, gosh dang it. That's so depressing, dude. At least I won Coach of the Year. Now, please don't tell me you called it quits on that. Yes, he did. Dixie, why? I mean, you can't be too mad at him because he did go out and break the all-time rushing yard, rushing touchdown, and sack record to officially complete his career challenge. My jerseys are safe. 31,000 career rushing yards, 427 career rushing touchdowns, and 600 career sacks is nuts. He also broke the all-time single-season rush yard, rushing touchdown, and sack record. I don't think that sack record or rushing touchdown record will ever be beat in NFL history. He also did break the all-time single-game rushing yard record. He did break the all-time Raven touchdown record with 91, but couldn't quite beat out Zay Flowers for receptions and receiving yards, which is fair considering Zay Flowers is a wide receiver. What's crazy is when you combine both his offensive and defensive yearly awards, that's about 100 awards won in his career. I think it's safe to say he goes down as the greatest NFL player to ever exist. He may be the greatest coach ever. And if you enjoyed that one, you can click right here to watch me play the career of a perfect quarterback who also put up pretty ridiculous numbers.